Okay, so let's start with one of the most well-known found footage movies we have is
Cloverfield.
As right, this one of my very first found footage movies that I've seen that I remember. I saw the cinemas, a very well done movie, good monster movie. I love the camera work in this. I think it's very well done. It's a bit unrealistic in the sense of just, why would you keep filming while there's a giant monster going on in New York City? That's a bit like out there, but it's still an entertaining movie, well done. Very well done Blu-ray quality also. Definitely want to upgrade if you haven't got the Blu-ray. There you go. Cloverfield, one of the most well-known and one of my personal favourite found footage movies. Another well-known one we have is Chronicle, the extended version. The extended version offers a bit more character development between the actual main three characters we have. And very well known for the superpowers, of course. A guy making a series of video diaries and Chronicle tapes, and it gets definitely a little crazy if you haven't seen the movie. As I love superhero movies, this is a definite favourite and very popular, well done movie. Good stuff. Chronicle, very well done movie. Going into the Spanish horrors now we have is Wreck, one of my personal favourites again. I really enjoyed this movie. I think it was very intense. It was definitely quite scary in places. When I first watched this movie, I was very impressed. I really like the terms of the amateur camera work. I think it's just a bit more believable and realistic. This is like actual footage that we're seeing from a camera crew. Unlike the remake Quarantine, which I felt was a bit too much like a studio, a bit too much Hollywood in places. So yeah, Wreck, well done found footage movie, go check it out. And of course we have this sequel, Wreck 2, fantastic sequel, one of my absolute favourite zombie sequels ever made. This actually really blew me away when I first watched it. I did not expect some of the level of twists and just the things that happen. It's just an upscale movie, definitely continues on straight from the events of the first movie and just delivers a lot more story. I love the idea of the squad and the cameras on them. It's just a lot more like, you know, action-packed in a way, a bit more like, you know, you can definitely tell there's a big open story going on here, and I love what they did with the movie so much. Definitely want to check out, folks, Wreck 2. Now we have one of the most disappointing found footage movies we have is Wreck Genesis. I'm going to count this as a found footage movie, being the fact that the first kind of 15 minutes is found footage, and of course the rest goes into kind of ordinary film style. Yeah, there's not too much I'm going to say about this movie. I think everyone's quite clear in their opinions. I got a kick out of it. It was very Evil Dead for me. I had some fun, but I can understand why people don't like this movie. Let's hope Wreck Apocalypse will redeem itself and deliver a good end to the official trilogy properly. But I can have some fun with this for sure. Wreck Genesis. You either like it or you hate it, simple as that. So yeah, Wreck Genesis. Going into the kind of the Paranormal Activity ghost movies this time we have is Grave Encounters, a really well done movie also. This is very impressive in terms of just taking the piss out of kind of most haunted type reality shows, doing a spin on that type of haunted house theme. I love the idea that they're trying to like doing a TV show called Grave Encounters, and they're kind of doing these kind of fake psychic scenes on type of stuff, and of course they get a ride for their money when they find the proof for sure and shit starts to happen. Paranormal Activity on steroids, I definitely agree upon that. Good casting, very well done scares. Grave Encounters, what can I say, just a great movie. Next we have the sequel, Grave Encounters 2, which is another great favourite of mine in terms of a sequel movie. Perfectly honest, I think this is a really well done movie also. It definitely ups the scales in terms of the sequel. It's more darker, it's more insane, it's just twisted, it's just more scares, character developments. It's definitely interesting. I think it's a very clever sequel. It's definitely got that kind of Scream style in terms of a movie within a movie. I think it deserves a lot more credit than it's getting. A lot of people seem to really hate this sequel, which I don't really understand why. I think it's a very well done movie. I cannot wait for them to do a third movie and do maybe a final piece of the trilogy. There's Grave Encounters 2, folks. Awesome stuff. Now going into the kind of the documentary found footage style we have is the Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. This is probably one of my favourite, I would say maybe dark comedy horror movies that I've seen. When I first watched it, I was loving every single frame of this movie, and I actually loved the piss takes of the actual traditional kind of horror genre. Freddy, Jason, Michael, we all need someone to look up to. That just sums up right there. I love the fact that Leslie Vernon's such a nice guy. It is very Friday the 13th meets Man Bite Dog, a type of style in terms of black comedy, and you get like over 2 hours of extras, and there's just so much content in this very well done edition DVD. great film, looking forward to the sequel. But Hanna Leslie Vernon, definitely want to go and check out for sure. Okay, another documentary slash found footage movie, how is the Lost Coast Tapes, another really well done movie. I had kind of low expectations for this movie, I wasn't sure what to make out. I know there's a sequel on the way called Beyond the Lost Coast Tapes, which I think is going to be definitely a much more bigger budget movie, and it's got a lot more to do with the what happens, of course, in the movie in terms of the Bigfoot and that type of stuff. Very underrated movie, definitely want to check out for sure. Very surprising, and from the artwork it's just badass. Look at that spike there, awesome. Show the spine. There you go. Really well done movie, Lost Coast Tapes is. Definitely want to check out for sure. Lost Coast Tapes. Okay, next we have is the Apartment 143. This is a really good, I think it's Spanish film, I think it is, if I remember correctly. There is English in the movie, but I know there's kind of got that kind of Spanish kind of accents in the movie from the actors, so I'm not quite sure about that. But this is a really well done movie, very impressive. It's not a typical kind of, you know, grave encounters or kind of paranormal activity type thing. It's more the ghost story pretty much. This is more of a drama slash thriller slash ghost story. It's about something that's happened. It's haunting this family, and it's kind of revealing investigation of it, and you know, these kind of paranormal investigators are trying to figure out what's going on and trying to reveal the hidden secrets between this family. It's a very well done movie, it's very chilling, it definitely has some good creepy scenes which I did not expect to see coming. Apartment 143 is a very well done movie, definitely want to check out for sure. Show the black artwork, comes on a slipcase as well. Definitely has a good payoff as well in terms of an actual, you know, overall movie. It just has some really cool scenes in it, and it's nice to have a very different style of storytelling in terms of a found footage movie. And yeah, it's just a really well done movie, very, very impressive. So yeah, Apartment 143. Next we have is Paranormal Activity 3. This is the extended Blu-ray slash DVD version. I actually picked this up today, believe it or not, at a bargain price of £2. I'm not a fan of Paranormal Activity movies at all. I think they're just a bit boring. If I'm being completely honest, I think they're generally quite boring, and I don't think jump scares and kind of knocking over a chair is an effective horror for me. But I have been told by a certain someone this is a much better movie. This is the best one out of all 4 movies, so I'm going to risk it. This is £2 I paid it for Blu-ray. It's not bad for the pricing, and I'm going to see if I like this movie, and if I don't, it's going to get a bit pretty much. Now, I'll give it a chance, I'll see what I think. If you guys have seen the movie, what do you think? I'd love to know your opinions, comment down below, and I'll get back to you with a review soon. So yeah, Paranormal Activity 3 Blu-ray Director's Cut Edition. Next we have is one of my favourite found footage movies of this year slash documentary, is The Conspiracy. I have done a Blu-ray review for this if you want to check it out. I've done a film review and a Blu-ray review if you want to check those 2 videos out. They'll probably be in the description below somewhere. Very well done movie, I love the documentary style, I think the storyline's fantastic, I love the last 20 minutes, it's really, really gripping and chilling. I just think it's a very entertaining movie, and kind of exposes a couple of things that happen within society, and I love it when movies challenge, you know, kind of just things that happen in terms of going against like an organisation, like a secret, a cult in a sense. It's definitely got some interesting ideas, and I really love the characters also. Very well done Blu-ray also, good transfer. Awesome stuff, yeah. The Conspiracy. Another one of my favourite found footage movies from 2013 we have is the Overpass Incident. Of course directed by Die Hard 2 and Cliffhanger. This is one of my absolute favourite movies. This is just fantastic. I had absolutely no expectation for this movie when I first watched it. I didn't see any trailers, I didn't see any promotional work for it. The only thing that I know about this movie was it had director of Die Hard 2 in it, practically. So when I watched this movie I was really blown away, and it is one of my personal favourites of found footage. It's a really good documentary slash found footage movie. The last kind of, 40 minutes is just fantastic. It's definitely one I wanted to see. Definitely did not shy away. Got a good budget to it. I love the characters, love the scope of the whole snow and the mountains. Looks fantastic. I'm not going to say too much because it is a really well done movie. Go and check out my review, get my full expression on the movie for sure. Very good Blu-ray quality, also definitely worth picking you up. Yeah, so the Overpass Incident Blu-ray and film, fantastic. Okay, another documentary slash found footage we have is The Bay. Another really well done movie. I was not expecting this movie to be as good as I thought it was going to be. Again, expectations can go either way with so many movies. Awesome. It's a really good director, documentary director as well. I love the story, I love the actual, in terms of camera work, in terms of amateur camera work, SEC camera work, and just the whole idea of it. It's just really fantastic. The Bay itself is a well done movie, definitely one to be owned in the collection for sure. So go and check it out, definitely won't be disappointed. The Bay. Another documentary movie I have is The Tunnel. This is a very well done movie also. I love the idea. This kind of documentary crew are kind of exposing something that's going on, the government kind of covering up a little bit, you know, in terms of this old tunnel that's been sealed off, abandoned, and of course there's something down there, and of course they're trying to get back onto the surface and try and get out there, and it is very well done in terms of acting. I love the idea that showing the actual footage they show, and then they have the aftermath interviews. I think it's a very documentary style. I love the characters, I love the scares, I love the entire camera work is fantastic. Sound is very important in this movie also. The Tunnel, it's a movie I should definitely wanted in my collection for a while. Good DVD set as well. Yep, The Tunnel. Okay, next we have is Evidence. Now I must admit, when I first watched this movie, I was a little disappointed. I was expecting way too much when I first saw the trailers. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I loved the trailers so much. I was constantly watching it for the week. And then when it finally released, I overhyped it too much and I was a little disappointed. When I rewatched it again on DVD, I loved it. I think actually, you know what, I was absolutely wrong. I watched it again, I realised how much time and effort went to this movie, how much budget, and I think the director and the actual writer and of course the entire cast did a really good job in making a good kind of thrilling found footage movie. The characters were very well done. I love that last 20 minutes. I think it's nothing but a roller coaster ride from there on. I love the after credit sequence is very interesting in terms of that kind of military style and the glitches and stuff. Very interesting. It's done really well for a found footage movie, for practically made on a very small budget. Definitely one to look up to, and definitely want to check out for sure. Go and check it out, see what you think, and so yeah, Evidence. Okay, next we have is VHS and VHS 2. Don't need to say too much for these movies. These are anthology movies, they're nice little short movies. I think VHS 2 personally is better in terms of the shorts, the level of quality. You've got directors like Horror from the Shotgun, The Raid, You're Next, the Blair Witch Project, all directors from very big movies that are respected horror genre directors, which I quite like. VHS 1 I thought was very good as well. Ghostly one, very kind of Power Activity type of style in terms of the kind of shorts. With the one creature one, there's one ghost one, and so kind of like a Skype chat one, which is quite good. It's got a good tone to a good feel to it, but I think the second one shines a little bit more. It's my personal opinion. Both very well done found footage movies. Definitely quite popular now for sure, so go check them out and have some fun with VHS 1 and VHS 2. Next is Frankenstein's Army. This is just a really fun movie. It kind of gives it away for Frankenstein's Army in the title, just what it's about. It's just a really fun movie. Practical effects fantastic. The level of fun and just imagination is just really fantastic. I can't say that enough. Good addition as well, nice slipcase, good making of features, good stuff. Yeah, Frankenstein's Army, what can I say? Next is Troll Hunter. This is I think it's a Swedish found footage movie / documentary in a sense. Basically a camera crew goes to this kind of local town in a sense, trying to find this, I think this is Hunter, I think it is, and contains trolls in certain areas, kind of covers them off. It's kind of playing on that type of, urban legends type of thing, and it's about trolls, so yeah, that's not every day you could see that, so yeah. Troll Hunter, good stuff. Now going into more of the kind of thriller found footage / documentaries, we have is The Magician. I base this off Straight Talk, my short film that I did. This is just, I think it's quite an amusing movie. I quite like the idea, like, he's having his best friend, filming his final days as a hitman in a sense, documenting how he operates and how he kind of takes out, targets, and, I love the kind of the back and forth with kind of, chats between him and the cameraman, and just, I think the character himself is just really funny. But yeah, The Magician's a really good documentary movie. Go and check it out. You should have some fun with it. Now we have is 388 R Avenue. From the makers of Splice and Cube. This is another well done movie. I love the use of camera work in this, in terms of an actual, I would say, some sort of a manipulator, a kind of stalker, kind of sets up these cameras, hidden cameras in a house, targets a couple, kind of makes them kind of lose the plot in a sense, plans certain things, does certain suggestions, see how they react, and I love how this guy's planted cameras practically everywhere in terms of his house, his car, and his computer, and all that type of stuff. I love the ending also for sure. Good one-off movie, good stuff. So yeah, free, it's on an avenue. Definitely want to pick up, definitely want to watch him for sure. Good stuff. And finally, folks, we have is my final found footage movie in my collection to date. We have is My Little Eye. This is a kind of reality Big Brother show gone to the extreme in a sense, in terms of a yeah, there's practically something not quite right, and I haven't watched it again since, so I don't know if it's a one-off for me or not. I'm going to watch it again, hopefully soon, and I'll hopefully enjoy it second time around. This has actually got Bradley Cooper in it, if you didn't know that, folks, which is quite interesting, so yeah. Okay, folks, it's been my complete found footage collection for 2013 from the 6th of November 2013. I will do a part 2 between now and next year if I get another load of found footage movies between now and there. There's definitely a couple out there which I definitely want for sure. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for being so patient for this very long video. Hopefully you get a kick out of it, and definitely some movies to check out and recommend for sure. So yeah, folks, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. So meantime, Andrew from Movie Film Game TV, signing out.